Hey to everyone who chose to work independently today, who feel like they are getting it. We're just going to quickly review in this video the rules of multiplying and dividing positive and negative numbers, whether they're whole numbers, decimals, or fractions. It doesn't matter. The rules are always the same. Today we're not only going to focus on those rules, but also take a look at the different examples that we've seen in Desmos, not only with the turtles such as Tim and Tam, but also using the visual or idea of the submarine with floats and anchors. So you may have noticed that in some of the do nows, I've actually put the rules into them as a notice and wonder, but sometimes not always people grasp that idea or put that in their notice and wonder. So I wanted to make sure that you heard it specifically from me. So here on our first slide, you can see that there are 3 rules. All of you know that when you multiply a positive times a positive, right, you're just going to get another positive value. So if I asked you what 5 times 6 was, you'd all be able to tell me that it was 30, right? They're both positive, so the answer is also going to be positive. Well, when you multiply a negative by a negative, it's also going to be positive, right? So this shows us that when the signs are the same, that your answer is going to be positive. So if you multiply 2 positives, you get a positive. If you multiply 2 negatives, you get a positive as well. Then you have situations where you could have a negative multiplied by a positive number. Well, that's going to be a negative. You could also have a situation where you are multiplying a positive by a negative. But again, the order does not matter, and you would also get a negative. So signs are the same, you'll get a positive. If the signs are different, then your answer will be negative. And again, these same rules apply to division as well. So again, you could replace the word multiplied by divided by in any one of these scenarios here. So let's start by taking a look at a positive multiplied by a negative is a negative. So let's take a look at this in the context of the turtles and the submarines. So first, if we want to think about the turtles, since that's what we've been working with lately, is that you can think about this idea of the turtle walking to the right. So the first number, if it's positive, right, that turtle is walking to the right direction in a positive direction. However, because you're multiplying it times a negative, that time is being rewound, right? You're going into a different time. So maybe you're thinking about, 5 minutes ago or 5 days ago. So you're rewinding the time. Once you rewind your time, the turtle will be to the left. So although you started out on a positive route, when you rewind, you're moving towards the left. If we want to think about it using the floats and the anchors, we can think about it as adding groups of anchors to a submarine. And if you're adding anchors, if you're adding weight, that submarine is going to sink down, right? So that first value represents the addition of groups, you adding groups, specifically 2 groups, and that's 2 groups of -4, which will be a larger negative number, in this case, -8. Then we have a negative multiplied by a positive is a negative. So again, using that turtle situation, we can think about the turtle walking to the left. Again, that negative value that's starting shows us that we're moving to the left. Again, this time is just passing normally. So the turtle will be to the left, right? After a certain amount of time, the turtle will still be further to the left. Or if we want to think about this using the submarines, you can take away groups of floats and the submarine will go down. So you're taking away positive values that make it float, so it's going to go back down. Similar to, this one's a different one. So a negative multiplied by a negative is a positive. So this one can get a little bit tricky in trying to understand why a negative times a negative is a positive, right? Most people just know that that's what their teacher told them, right? If you went and asked, someone older than you, you may not be able to get very many explanations as to why, right? They may just say, well, that's what I was told, right? That's what my teacher told me. But it's important to understand the why. So if we think about it first using the submarine, think about the fact that you're taking away groups of anchors, right? So this first subtraction sign represents that idea of taking away or removing. And you're having another negative so that you're removing those anchors. That would make the submarine move up or in a positive direction, right? You're taking off that weight, and so that's lifting back up. So for example, -2 times -4 could mean take away 2 groups of 4 anchors. This would move the submarine up 4 units. If we think about it using the turtle, if the turtle, or really anything, is moving in a negative direction, and we imagine it going back in time, so we're rewinding, right? That's going to go towards the right in a positive direction. So for example, -2 times -4 could mean a turtle is walking a speed of 2 feet per second to the left, and where was he 4 seconds ago? Right, so that's going to be a positive number, and that would be +8. Again, like I said before, with multiplication and division of 2 numbers, same signs equal a positive answer, different signs represent a negative answer. So from here, you're going to go ahead and click on the Google Doc in the video and the notes, and go ahead and complete that Google Doc, and then from there you will do a 5-minute Book It, which is a little short game that you'll be able to play to practice your skills.